Good evening, Southern Soul Tarot fam. I am doing a channeling on Gary Leon Ridgway. He is also known as the Green River Killer. He was born on February 18th of 1949, which made him an Aquarius. He is 7 years old now. He confessed to 71 murders and was convicted of 48 and then got a life sentence for the 49th one. He was arrested on 11/30/01, and on December 18th of 2003, King County Superior Judge sentenced Ridgway to 48 life sentences with no parole and one more life sentence to be served consecutively. They actually had even the detectives had went and asked Ted Bundy, actually, what they thought when they were trying to still catch Ridgway. They had asked Ted Bundy what they thought, that he should do. I think he even offered it up because it was taking attention away from his case at the time. But he had said that if they wanted to catch Gary Ridgway, the best thing to do is probably when they found a body, is to leave it there and wait for him to come back to basically have intercourse with the deceased corpse, because that is what Ted Bundy did. So basically he was just trying, Ted Bundy was, he was giving his advice, but a lot of the advice he was giving was stuff that he did. And he just wanted attention at the time. Like I said, the case was taking attention away from his masterpiece that he felt that he had made, and so he didn't like that. Let's see if there's anything else that I'm forgetting. And so he painted cars, actually, and that is one of the things. Excuse me, my cat's jumping on the tripod. And that is one of the things that actually got him caught, because the victims, some of the victims had pieces of paint on them. And when they looked up the type of paint it was a paint that was only available at Gary Ridgway's job. So that is another thing that connected him to the victims. Sorry, hold on. My cat is playing with the wire. Just one second. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be channeling his childhood, the time frame where he was deciding to murder and actually committing the murders. And then I will also try to channel his energy for how he feels now. But he is 70 years old, I want to say. So it might just be, like I said, childhood, teenage years, and the time frame that he basically got caught and then sentenced, because like I said, it really wasn't it was a super long time ago. Like I said, he got sentenced in, what was it, 2004? Yeah. Or no, 2003. So, yeah. I mean, it's been a while. So, sorry, I just wanted to double check that to make sure I didn't get the dates wrong. So, we're going to go ahead and do, as I said, I'm going to decide as I'm shuffling and try to feel the energy if he wants to talk about how he feels now and where he is, because he hasn't passed. He's still alive. So we might just, like I said, end up doing childhood to middle, teenage years, early adulthood, and then the whole time that he was committing the crime. So I went ahead and shuffled the cards, but I'm going to go ahead and shuffle again real quick. I wanted to thank you for clicking on the video and watching it. I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't subscribed yet and you do enjoy it, please subscribe. I would love for you to. Please give the video a thumbs up. I would totally appreciate it. And if you want to give it a thumbs down, go ahead too. That's up to you. But please don't. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut the cards, and then we're going to go ahead and get started for his, basically childhood years, young, taller, and, and growing up. So let's see how his childhood basically was. This is Gary Ridgway, and we're channeling his childhood. His childhood. So during his childhood, he had the moon energy. And he could have had the moon energy because maybe his family had a lot of secrets, or maybe there were secrets he was keeping from people, like things that he felt about, and he didn't want people to know, because he was having certain thoughts and certain things. So let's see why the moon might possibly be here. Yeah, he has the Three of Cups here. So in a way, it was like he kind of it's like when he was very young, he was already ready to kind of get started. Basically, he was having all these secrets, these things that he didn't want to tell anybody, and he was wanting to celebrate those things and do those things. And the Three of Cups can be overindulging. So yeah, maybe he was just like, he couldn't wait to do it. And when he did, he knew he was going to go full force, which he completely did. He admitted to at least being 71 victims, got convicted for 48, and then got a life sentence for another one. I'm not really sure why in the on the internet it just doesn't say 49 victims for life sentences, because basically what he got, I'd guess there was some type of deal that happened. But he has the Queen of Swords right underneath. Let me see if it'll focus. Okay, the Queen of Swords right underneath the Three of Cups. So yeah, he was very he was an Aquarius. So that would be his energy. It doesn't matter if it's a female or not. He could just have been carrying that type of feminine energy, maybe because they said he was very quiet, didn't speak a whole lot, and that you just probably wouldn't have really noticed him if there wasn't a reason to. So, and I'm not saying that women, are obviously that way, but I'm just saying like Aquarius men are outspoken. I don't really know many Aquarius women, but I know Aquarius men can be very outspoken, and I know he wasn't. But maybe that is how he was wanting to present himself. So next we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is going to be in reverse, and that is going to be for his teenage to early adult years. And the Hierophant's in reverse because the Hierophant is basically all-knowing. He is godlike, and he basically he is all that is good. So he's tradition, marriage, all those things. But underneath it, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So I think he tried to put the work possibly into having the Hierophant energy, but I don't think that he was ever able to pick it up. I think he just kind of he had no interest in that, I mean, I don't think he had much of a religion, and so he didn't put the time into even trying to understand it, and that's why the Eight of Pentacles is reversed. Now here you have the Lovers. Now the Lovers could be here for lots of reasons. Let's see if I can get to focus just real quick for you. There you go. The Lovers could be here for lots of reasons. I'm not really sure. Maybe he was having a hard time expressing how he felt about people, but or he found somebody and it didn't work out. I don't know. We'll see with the clarifying cards. It'll kind of explain to us more about the Lovers. But the next card he'll have is for around the time that he was going to start to commit the murders, and he was committing them. He has the Nine of Pentacles. He has the Nine of Pentacles, I think, because he felt he was doing this. He was doing it on his own, Obviously, it's not like he was doing it with anybody else. But he was putting the time and effort into this, and he was enjoying it. And he enjoyed it. He enjoyed the freedom of it. He enjoyed that he was able to get away with it for as long as he did. And I think that he just, like I said, he was independent feeling. He felt that he was succeeding in what he set out to do, and he felt that he didn't need anybody's approval but his own. And underneath that, you have the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess, she can be light and dark because there's usually a light and a dark pillar. And I think the reason that the high priestess might be here is because he was in that energy of feeling independent, like not needing anybody. But at the same time, he was doing the wrong things when he was in that energy. He was staying in the darker side of the high priestess. And I think that's what was causing the murdering to continue. He wasn't trying to basically... He wasn't trying to make it better. He wanted to stay in that dark area. So the Five of Pentacles is there, coming out underneath that. And I think the Five of Pentacles is there is because I think that he felt out in the cold. Because, I mean, he was a serial killer and not very many people are. And hopefully I don't know anybody who is. But, yeah, I just think he felt out in the cold and he felt like he knew he couldn't share it with anybody. And I think that that's just how he felt through his adulthood and around the time he got caught. I think being in prison made him feel out in the cold. So we're going to do one card for how he feels now. Well, we got two cards for how he feels now, and we'll see why. You have the Ace of Wands, and you also have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is looking at the Ace of Wands as if they want to start a new project. I think we're going to go ahead and use the clarifying cards for that and see what that might be, because that's something that I think that he has on his mind recently. So like I said, this is a more recent card, the Page of Pentacles and the Wands. So, let me go ahead and shuffle one more time. So let's clarify the Moon for his childhood and the secrets and things. He has the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And I think he has the Two of Pentacles in reverse because there were secrets and he didn't really know how to juggle the two. He didn't know how to juggle trying to behave like a normal person, and he didn't know how to juggle wanting to be a serial killer. I think they have, most serial killers will tell you, they have those urges at very, very, very young ages. They usually hurt animals, things like that. So I think he knew that there was something off. I think he just, I think he tried to balance the energy, but he couldn't. He dropped the pentacles because he's upside down. So he dropped those. And on top of the Three of Cups, you have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is there, is saying, I think maybe the King of Cups energy is his. I know it's an Aquarius, but I think that he felt very emotionally attached to the feelings that he had as far as killing these people. And I think that's why he felt so emotional about it. He was in on it. He wanted it to happen. And he was ready for it to go. Or to start, at least. And next underneath that, you had the Queen of Swords, which had the Ten of Cups. And I think he felt like once he started to commit these murders, he felt he was in the Ten of Cups energy. I think he felt he was in the Ten of Cups energy because that's what he's been wanting to do. It made him happy. I think that's what made him happy. That's what he wanted to do. And then in the next row, you had the Hierophant for his young or early teenage years. And then and that's when he was trying to, or at least the world, the universe and the spiritual realm were trying to step in and maybe deter him from becoming a serial killer. But you got the Nine of Swords in reverse. So let me see so you can see it. There. So he has the Nine of Swords in reverse for the Hierophant in reverse. And I think it's because he came out of the energy of the Hierophant in reverse because he had no interest in it. He didn't care. He wanted to do what he wanted to do, and he knew that he was going to commit these murders, and nobody was going to stop him. He had the Eight of Pentacles, and he didn't want to put the work in to try to make the Hierophant and the Nine of Swords energy work. And that's why I think justice shows up here for the Eight of Pentacles that's underneath that. He felt justified in that. He knew that's I think he felt that this was his life purpose, was to commit these crimes for whatever reason. And we do all have a life plan, unfortunately, as much as some people don't like to hear it. We do make plans when we come here. We have a like a pre-planning session, basically. I had watched a channeling one time done on Lacey Peterson and Scott Peterson, and I'm not saying this is my opinion. It was a channeling by somebody else, and it was actually I think the YouTube channel Channeling Eric, but they had channeled Lacey Peterson and Scott Peterson, and she said actually in her last life that she had killed Scott, and so in this life it was a karmic debt. And so I'm just saying, before you were born, and I'm not saying it should have happened. I'm just saying that's what before you were born, that's what it's all about. Like usually, like if in a past life, if you took care of somebody, like financial wise, if they get sick, usually you owe them something in the next life. So you will come back with roles reversed, and that's usually when you get a karmic situation, when there's a lot of turmoil in a relationship. Most of the time that's usually a karmic situation. But when he was a teenager, he had, and I'm sorry to totally get off track, but I do want to explain that. So he has the lovers here, but he also has the stars. So I think he had an unrealistic idea of what lovers actually were, and he knew it was unrealistic. He wanted it to be that way, but he knew it wasn't. And also on the the Nine of Pentacles, he has the Empress, and the Empress is going to be reversed. And I think the Empress is reversed over the Nine of Pentacles because the women that he killed, a lot of them were prostitutes, and at the time, which is totally wrong. Once again, you know, everybody's lives matter. He kind of made, if it wasn't just prostitutes, there was also other people too that didn't really have family. But he felt that nobody would notice that they were missing. And a lot of times the families didn't, because these people would disappear for days or weeks or months at a time. So that's the only reason he took advantage of that. Now with the High Priestess, right above the Five of Pentacles he already had, he has the Five of Pentacles again. So he was in the High Priestess energy because he felt like he didn't fit in, and he knew he never would, and I think he was okay with that, and that's why he had the Five of Pentacles underneath it. He knew he was out in the cold. He knew he had to figure out a way, but he has, I need only one card, I'm sorry. The Five of Pentacles is about the time I think he got caught, and he had the Two of Cups in reverse for the Five of Pentacles. And I think that he had the Two of Cups in reverse because he finally felt as if he knew he wasn't going to be able to no longer take advantage, because in the Two of Cups, the guy is reaching for the woman's cup. So it's almost like he felt like he was deserved what they had a little bit more than what they deserved what they had. So let's see why the Page of Pentacles is here for how he feels now. He has the, I'm sorry, it's got stuck. He has the Wheel of Fortune here for the Page of Wands. And I think he has that, and it's a very immature energy, the Page of Wands. It's an earthly energy. But, and it's wanting to create some material like, but he's very old. I mean, not very old, but I don't know what he would want to create. He wants something to change, I guess, basically, because the Wheel of Fortune it spins. So when it spins, it makes a new situation usually. And next to it, he has the Ace of Wands. So he does want something to happen. Let's see what he wants to happen. All right. He basically wants to be left alone. He is in the Emperor in reverse, which means he has gotten older. He is not as interested in having any type of media, basically, focused on him at this moment. He admitted everything. He had no problem. They told him that he was, they were arresting him, and for this certain amount of murders, and he said, oh, okay. Like, he didn't even say he didn't do it. He knew it was coming. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think he felt I don't think he felt sorry for what he did. And I still don't think he feels sorry for what he did. Like I said, I think he just felt that was his life purpose, was to come here and kill these women. And so that is what he did. So, again, I want to thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed to the Southern Soul Tarot family, please subscribe. We would love to have you as a part of the family. We are about almost to 100 subscribers. I've been working on the channel for about 2 months now. So, yeah, like I said, if you like it, please, if you liked the video, please like it, share, comment. If you didn't like it, then go ahead and please just click off and go to another video. If you feel the need to thumbs down it, I guess do that too. But thank you for joining me. And like I said, I want to thank you again to all the subscribers and all the people who have been watching. I appreciate everything that y'all have done for me and everybody who has supported me to help me get to this point. So again, y'all have a great night. This was a reading on, oh my gosh, I almost forgot his name. Let me just make sure I don't want to say it wrong. This was a reading on Gary Leon Ridgway. Again, he was the Green River Killer, and he was born on February 18th of 1949. So he's 70 years old, and he is an Aquarius. So, again, y'all have a great night, and thank you so much for joining me. Y'all take care.